What is the Coinbase premium gap? In the video that we made yesterday, we did not actually explain this, so let's do that right now in the simplest way possible on the internet. What many people usually miss is how much BTC is trading on other exchanges apart from the one that they are trading on. And as you can see here, it's usually not the same price. In fact, it's never the exact same price. For instance, here on Binance, BTC's price is $72,590. That's on its USDT pair. But on its USDC pair, BTC's price is $72,591.10. Now, what's interesting is that's the same exchange, but because it's a different pair, which is supposed to be the same, it is not. It's never the exact same price. Why is this? When we even go to other exchanges, that's on Coinbase right here, we see that BTC's price is $72,594. That's interesting. It's $4 higher than the USDT pair right here and $3 higher than the USDC pair. When we go to things like Upbit, we see that the prices are different. So it just gets more different from there. So why does this happen and what does it mean? What we must understand is the buying pressure or selling pressure on different exchanges or different pairs will have different effects on price. The other thing that we must understand is liquidity as well. So if the liquidity in some exchange is lower than it is in another exchange, the price swings in that exchange will be higher. So in a pump, it will pump more, and in a dump, it will most likely dump more. Now, this second part is very important to understand because it means that if the price can be different with different exchanges and you analyze your charts on Binance but trade on this particular exchange, that's OKX right here, and put your stop loss somewhere, the stop loss may not get hit on Binance but get hit on OKX. I've lost money on this 3 times just because of this particular thing. Now, the buying pressure that we mentioned earlier gives us a lot more data than you would think. Since we know what regions in the world dominate certain exchanges, we can know where the buying pressure is coming from. As we all know, US users mostly use Coinbase. And we're not just talking about the retail here, we're talking about the whales and institutions. So if we see a very high BTC price on Coinbase, higher than the other exchanges, then we know that those whales in the US are very bullish and they are the ones moving the price. Remember that we retail, we don't really move price. We just surf the waves. We need institutions and whales to actually move price, especially when it comes to things like BTC. And so that is why we monitor how much Bitcoin is worth on Coinbase, which is what we were talking about right here yesterday, and that's called the Coinbase Bitcoin premium gap. It essentially measures how much BTC is worth on Coinbase relative to other exchanges. Earlier, it was somewhere around 61, and what that meant is Bitcoin on Coinbase was worth $61 more than it was on other exchanges. That literally shows us that the whales and institutions and perhaps the retails too in America are bullish, and they are the ones moving the pump. They are the drivers of the pump. And historically, that is bullish. Now, the question you might have if you've been following along and you're a thinking person, you'd be like, how do we bring the price back to equilibrium with other exchanges? I mean, it can't just stay there now, can it? Like, if Bitcoin on Coinbase goes to, say, $80,000 and Bitcoin on Binance is still $72,000, how do we bring the price to equilibrium? If it's so different, how do we always get somewhere around the same price? How does that happen? Well, we have people whom we call arbitrage traders. They buy Bitcoin or buy other crypto assets on other exchanges and sell it on the ones that are higher. So if Bitcoin's price is $50 higher on Coinbase than it is on Binance, what these arbitrage traders will do is very simple. Go buy the BTC on Binance and sell it on Coinbase, then you lock in that $50. Yeah, very simple. Yes. But when they do that, they increase the price of BTC. Just by buying the BTC on Binance, they are increasing its price. And by selling it on Coinbase, they are decreasing the price. So as you get more and more people doing that, buying on Binance, selling on Coinbase, buying on Binance, selling on Coinbase, you keep increasing the price on Binance and decreasing the price on Coinbase. And then you end up with the same price. So that's essentially how arbitrage trading works. The reason why we would still get some minor differences right here is because there's no incentive. As you trade from one exchange to another or between pairs, you pay trading fees. So if the trading fees are higher than the difference that you could get, then there is no incentive to trade. So I hope we all get this. That's essentially what the Coinbase premium gap is. That's why we keep monitoring it from time to time, and that's how prices always come back to equilibrium. I hope you understood. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. If you have some things you want me to talk about later, also let me know in the comments. But until the next one, stay safe.